Hello, I'm Michael Sommer at Royal LePage NRC Realty in beautiful St. Catharines. Today, I want to talk about housing affordability in Niagara. I attended the Niagara Region Symposium on housing last week, and here are my takeaways and sharing of information from that day. Housing, especially affordable housing, is on everyone's mind. It is a topic of conversation at the workplace water station, walking groups, and most dinner tables throughout Niagara. The Niagara region has long been known to be an affordable place to raise a family, move to in retirement, and enjoy the best southwestern Ontario has to offer. We are not too far from the GTA and conveniently located with easy access to the USA. For many years, prices essentially stayed flat. It was not uncommon to have a 2% annual growth and predictable pricing of homes. Not too long ago, you could purchase a bungalow on a tree-lined street for around $200,000. This all changed in 2017 when we first started to see bidding wars. In some instances, prices nearly doubling. This was unprecedented for the region, and residents started to take notice. It didn't take long before some of our prices were competing with Kitchener, Waterloo, even Hamilton. In late 2019, it was expected that a well-appointed home in a sought-after neighbourhood would reach around $700,000 and remain at or near that value for the next several years. Then came COVID and all bets were off. It was not uncommon to see these houses sell for $1 million or more to buyers eager to move to our beautiful region and to families desperate for more rooms to live and work in. Of course, this also affected the bottom end of the market, and I remember when you could not find a single family home for sale under $600,000 in St. Catharines. Did we pass the point of no return? What had happened? What does the future look like now? Well, fast forward to now. With a massive increase in interest rates, rampant inflation, economic instability, political uncertainty, high home prices, high food prices, high gasoline prices, it doesn't take long to understand why real estate transaction numbers are down about 50% from the peak, and prices have fallen about 24% during the same period. We may have a housing shortage, but we have a bigger, affordable housing problem. As 60% of mortgages are due to renew in the next 2 years, there are certainly more bumps along the way. And my prediction is that prices still have some way to come down before Niagara is affordable again. Nanos conducted an RDD dual frame land and cell line random telephone survey of 700 residents of the Niagara region. 143 were in Niagara Falls, 200 in St. Catharines, and 357 in the rest of the region. All were 18 years of age or older between October 3rd and 21st of this year, 2024. Participants were randomly recruited by telephone using live agents and administered a survey. The sample is geographically stratified to be representative of the Niagara region. Individuals were randomly called using random digit dialing with a maximum of 5 callbacks. The margin of error for a random survey of 700 residents of St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, and the region is 3.7 percentage points, 19 times out of 20. The research was commissioned by the Niagara Association of Realtors and was conducted by Nanos Research. So I'm going to share the results of this impactful new poll on housing affordability and cost of living in the Niagara region. The poll is the first of its kind in the Niagara region, and it highlights the serious concerns Niagara residents have about rising costs of living and affordable housing. This research was commissioned to push for policies that support building more homes and making housing more affordable. Niagara residents say the region is a good place to raise a family and a safe place to live. Residents of St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, and the Niagara region gave the highest ratings to the region as a place to raise a family. St. Catharines, 7.1 out of 10. Niagara Falls, 7.1 out of 10. And the rest of the region, 7.6 out of 10. As a safe place to live, St. Catharines rated 6.7, Niagara Falls 7.1, and the rest of the Niagara region 7.1 out of 10. They gave their lowest rating to the region being a place where one can afford to buy a home. St. Catharines was only 4.4 out of 10, Niagara Falls 4.7 out of 10, and the rest of the region 4.2 out of 10. A majority of St. Catharines residents want to balance new development downtown while protecting the heritage in the city. When asked how the city should balance development and maintain heritage downtown, 57% of St. Catharines residents were more likely to say it should balance both, while 17% said to prioritize new development even if it impacts heritage and character, and 23 said to prioritize protecting the character of downtown even if it limits new development. Most Niagara residents say first-time homebuyers or young people are less likely to afford a home in Niagara today compared to 5 years ago. 1 in 3 considering moving elsewhere. When asked the likelihood of a first-time homebuyer or young person in the Niagara region being able to afford a home in their community today compared to 5 years ago, around 9 in 10 say they are less likely. Around 2 in 3 Niagara residents say they disagree or somewhat disagree that they are considering leaving the region for somewhere more affordable, while 1 in 3 agree or somewhat agree they're considering doing so. A majority of Niagara residents say there should be more coordination of local planning. Just over 6 in 10 residents say there should be a more coordination of local planning and development rules between the local municipalities to reduce red tape and speed up the development of business and housing projects. While over 1 in 4 say that local municipalities should be able to set their own rules and processes for development, even if it slows down development of business and housing projects. 69% of residents of St. Catharines are more likely to say there should be more coordination than 57% in the rest of the Niagara region. The Niagara region is currently considering permitting the building of 4 housing units, for example, a fourplex, on residential lots. This means either homeowners or builders and developers can have up to 4 housing units on a residential lot without any planning rules and permits. Do you support, somewhat oppose, or oppose this? Almost 3 in 5, 44% of Niagara residents say they oppose, and 13% somewhat oppose permitting the building of 4 housing units on a residential lot. 18% support and 21% somewhat support this statement. So to recap, residents of St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, and the rest of the Niagara region give a top rating to their communities as places to raise a family and as safe places to live, while giving the lowest score to being places where one can afford to buy a home and the job market. A majority of St. Catharines residents want to balance new development downtown and protect the heritage in the city. A strong majority of residents in the community say that housing affordability in their community has worsened compared to 5 years ago, and that young people are less likely to afford a home in their community today. Most residents of the Niagara region say there should be more coordination of local planning and development rules between the local municipalities to reduce red tape and speed up the development of business and housing projects. Let me know what's on your mind, and please share and leave a comment. Thank you again in advance for keeping me in mind in case you hear of somebody that is considering selling their home or buying a home in the next little bit. I'm Michael Sommer at Royal LePage. Let me help you love where you live.